Hey everyone, and welcome to the Back Bedroom. I'm your host, Jeffrey. This is episode 39, top 10 video game list of all time. Woo, this is a big one. I'm just now starting to record it. I'm telling you now, it's my favorite episode. This is why I started the podcast. I love this interaction with everybody, building the community. Let's have a good time. But first off, how's everybody doing? Good. It's about to get a whole lot better. So let me tell you, let me just do a rundown real quick. This is what we got working on here. Man, this is going to be a big episode. Okay, so we got a list from my brother Matthew, friend/producer of the show, Trevar. I've got a list from Anthony, who is my co-host on Headset Chat. He also has podcast Cineverm, and a new one that he does is a book club called Read.Drink.Talk. So go check those out from him. We also have both of the hosts of Retro Game Time Machine, Andy and Mash, so go check out their show, Retro Game Time Machine, which I told you a little tease the other day. I'll be recording an episode with them later tonight where I will be on their show talking about Shredder's Revenge, so we'll definitely make sure we check out that, but go check out all their old ones as well because they play games, break them down, so cool. Also, we have one from Gerald RX40, who is a friend now, is a friend of, I've met him through Mash and Andy. He is someone I consider a friend now. He's commented, he's rated, left a review for the podcast. Cool dude, so he sent in a list as well. So we got lists from all over the place. We got PC people, we got Xbox people, we got PlayStation people, we got Mash of all people. Man, we got some cool lists. I've only really seen like a few here and there. I've tried to limit even my viewing of their list so that as I'm going through it, it'll be the first time. Some people did a little different things, right? Because some wrote like a little description, some didn't, which is totally cool. It's no big deal. I told people you do as much or as little as you want to do. I'm happy with whatever. Because with mine, I didn't write down a description, but since it's my podcast, I can just talk about it as I go. The rest, like I said, some did a description, which we can talk about, some didn't. And yeah, so it'll make it a good time, and we'll go through here and do this thing. I tell you what I did, though. I did a little something special, and I brought up a whole bunch of stuff on YouTube. So we're going to talk a whole list of games, right? That's the whole point of making a list. But I've got some startups from some of these consoles, so I'm going to play them real quick, and maybe you can hear them. I hope you can. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. So we're gonna play some of these console startups here. Let's go with the original Xbox. I didn't realize, I forgot what this sounded like until just now. So it's very computery, right? Yeah, that was it. It's got that green ball, and it just kind of goes through and starts up there. Right, and it goes towards the dashboard. So what I'm going to do, that volume for it was all right, but it also that one isn't very loud anyways. The others are pretty loud, but I'm going to stop it, and then I'm going to turn the mic more towards the speaker so you can hear it a little better, because we've got the GameCube, the 360, the PS1 and the PS2, which I think are just absolute classics. So let me get those queued up and then we'll go through them. Okay, here we go with the Nintendo GameCube. Classic. Just absolute classic. Okay, original 360. Man, damn, that takes me back to a few years back. Okay, let's go PS1, because it's the OG. And now the PS2, this one, Jesus. Unreal. Like some of those intros. You remember the PS2, it had the blocks, right? And that was dependent on how much you had saved on the memory card, or how many blocks would be filled in or popped up there. So if you didn't have a whole lot on your memory card, there wouldn't be a whole lot with that intro. But man, that PS1, can I play that one more time just because it's the greatest thing ever? Like, that takes me back. That immediately makes me think of Mortal Kombat, Metal Gear Solid, Twisted Metal, Resident Evil 3, turning the PlayStation 1 on at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night when it's dark out, popping in Resident Evil 3, about to piss my pants because I'm scared of Nemesis. That startup. That startup is so good. And it's... Jesus. It's so iconic. It is. PlayStation, man, I'd love to like work those into my intro song somehow. I don't know how I would do it, but man, that PlayStation 1 intro, again, popping the disc in late at night, turning it on, that would already freak me out, right? Because it would do that, and then it would go right into the Resident Evil home screen. Am I trying to find a way to segue straight into my list? Do I do my list first? No, I can't do my list first. It's my show. Let's start with Anthony. Let's start with my friend Anthony. Again, co-host, Headset Chat. Go check that out. Cineverm, Read.Drink.Talk. He's got stuff. He hit me with a top 10. We're going to go from 10 down. Here we go. Anthony's list. Host of Cineverm. Host of Read.Drink.Talk. One half of the host of Headset Chat. Anthony's top 10 video games right here. Number 10, Pokemon Yellow. Number 9, Onimusha. Number 8, Jade Empire. 7, GTA 4. 6, Fable 2. 5, Bioshock. 4, Final Fantasy 7. 3, Oblivion. 2, Mass Effect 2. And 1, Mass Effect 1. Wow, closed it out with the back-to-back Mass Effect games. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, those are, everybody, no need to even, if you played Mass Effect, you know about that series and what's happening with that. Oblivion, this ain't going to be the first time. I'll say this, I have seen other lists. Oblivion will be on other lists. Final Fantasy VII, I'm replaying the remake now, so I can't speak too highly, too much on it because I never played the original, so we'll see. Bioshock, great game. Fable 2, maybe it pops up on another list, who knows. GTA 4 was a good one. I probably played it the least, honestly. Jade Empire, I vaguely remember. Onimusha, I also vaguely remember. And Pokemon Yellow, number 10 for him. Wow. That may or may not be on some other list. Alright. Let's do Trevar next, because Trevar gave me the top 10. He wrote a description for his top 3. What I may do is when I'm done with this, I may go through and do like some charts and graphs of like all the games and see if there's any that pop up a whole lot. Which we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll count all that crap later. We got, I think it's like 10 or 11 lists. Okay, so let's go right into Trevor's. Let's do his top 10, and then his top 3 have a description. So number 10, Guitar Hero 2 for the PlayStation 2. Wow. Didn't expect a Guitar Hero game to pop up, but this is what I loved about it. This is why I made it a point of we're not looking for these are your top 10, right? This is everybody's personal top 10. That's what makes these so special, right? Because who cares about like best looking or graphically whatever. These are your top 10. These are the top 10 that you have. Okay, Red Dead Redemption 2 for the PlayStation 4. Okay, a little new spice. Back to back. Number 8, God of War 2018. Probably not the first time that's going to be on the list. Number 7, Sleeping Dogs for the PS3. Number 6, Downhill Domination for the PS2. I'm in love with this list so far. Number 5, NCAA Football 07 for the PS2. Big news with NCAA Football coming back. I'm wondering, NCAA Football 07. That must be a special year. Let's see. I tell you what, I'll send him a text live while we're recording and see if we can figure out the thoughts on NCAA Football 07 for the PS2. Alright, I had to stop it. I sent the text, so maybe we'll hear back from him and we'll get a reason why on that. Number 4, Uncharted 2 for the PlayStation 2. Number 3, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order for the PS4, PS5. Okay, so here we go. We got some description here. So this is what he says about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, which he has at number 3. At this point, everyone that has a slight interest in Star Wars or sci-fi in general that plays video games should have gotten their hands on this one. It is perfect. I played through the campaign a couple of times now, and it's just so rich in story and action. There aren't many games that make me feel as badass as Fallen Order has. I've talked this game up to anyone who will listen, and I won't stop doing it. Cannot wait for the sequel. Can confirm, he talked it up to me. He even got me a copy of it. I played it. Star Wars Fallen Order is actually what started this whole thing, because after I beat it, I was like, holy crap, this is a great game. Like, would it be on my top 10? I started thinking, moving stuff around. Instead, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is what started this whole situation. So awesome to see that it's number 3 for him. Number 2, love this pick. Number 2 is Tony Hawk's Underground for the PlayStation 2. So he abbreviated it here. So Thug was a life-changing experience for me. Being in the 8th grade at the time of release, I was already familiar with skate culture and loved the Tony Hawk series. Underground poured rocket fuel on the fire for me. The story was so good and such a fun change of pace from the previous entries. I would love another Underground game. Maybe the new skate game will scratch the itch. Love this. Love it, love it, love it. Tony Hawk games, I've put a ton of time into. Man, and Underground was a fun one. I remember playing, and you got to like pick what team you were going to be on, right? Because all the pro skaters wanted you. And at the time, Jackass was still real big. I think I always signed with Element, with Bam Margera. Alright, number 1 for him is the 2018 Spider-Man for PS4 and PS5. Spider-Man is probably the most played game for me from the previous generation. Top to bottom, this has been the most enjoyable game for me personally. From the gameplay to actor performance to story, it's all around great. I've beaten the game 4 times, 2 of those being 100% playthrough, and I'll likely give it another go as we crawl, towards the sequel. Hard to dispute that. That Spider-Man game, for those of you who may not have played it, if you haven't, please go try it. I think it's now on PC as well. It's such a great game. I've really enjoyed the few times I've played through it. I think I've played through it 2 or 3 times as well. Alright, let's see, who else do we have here? Alright, let's do Gerald's, because here's the fun thing. So as I was talking about this list, we got to talking, and everybody looked at it from a different angle, right? Because as soon as I presented the question, then people would ask, well, is it my top 10 favorite, or top 10 best, or top 10 whatever? So the way I tried to present it to people was just your top 10. What are your top 10? Just the top 10 video games to you that mean the most, I guess, or that are whatever. They are your top 10. And then the question got posed of like Desert Island top 10s. There was all these different things posed. Well, Gerald RX40, my buddy Gerald, he sent in, so when he did his, he did a top 10 Desert Island. So keep in mind, these are top 10 Desert Island games, which I asked him if his top 10 Desert Island and his top 10 list would be very different. I think he said that it would be, but I don't know how much, because I feel like, a lot of these, like if these are your favorite, they're your favorite. You know what I mean? Alright, so here we go. Number 10, Batman Arkham Collection. He says, yes, it's 3 games in 1, but it's my list. You damn straight it is. Do what you want. I'm cool with it. Tekken 7. I'm still mad that Tekken X Street Fighter never happened, and Tekken 7 is really just an extenuation of my love for Tekken 2. Okay, I've never been a big fighter. I mean, I played Mortal Kombat a lot, but I know Tekken is real big in the fighting game scene. Number 8, Jedi Fallen Order. Wow. Okay, so 2 lists back-to-back for Jedi Fallen Order. Number 7, MLB 15. Really, most of the MLB games, but I have lost hours into pitching in the 2015 edition. That's interesting. So we've got back-to-back sports, right? Because we had MLB and Trevar had NCAA 07 there. Number 6 for Gerald, Crimson Skies. Number 5, Ace Combat 7. Number 4, Spider-Man 2018, back-to-back Spider-Man. Number 3, Knights of the Old Republic. Number 2, Battlefront 2, the 2005 edition. Holy moly. Battlefront 2, let's just remember Battlefront 2 for a while. All right, number 1 is Skyrim, and he even sent in a picture of him and MASH playing 2-player Skyrim. He says a decade ago. Wow. So Battlefront 2 at number 2, and that's the 2005 edition. Wow. Like, that is interesting. That may be, I'm not going to give it away. I don't want to do spoileries. Okay, so here's what we got left. We got the 2 hosts from Retro Game Time Machine left, my brother, Matthew, and then myself. So 1, 2, and then Andy sent in 2 lists, and MASH, let's see, I think MASH did 2 lists as well. Yeah. Okay, so me, Matthew, MASH's 2, Andy's 2. Okay, so we got 6 left. Let's see, where are we at? I'm feeling good. These are fun so far, right? We got MLB. We got MLB making lists. We got NCAA football making lists. Spider-Man has popped up on 2 lists so far. I'm going to get a drink of Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper, please sponsor the show. I don't think they will. But if they would, it'd just be so cool. So, got the Dr. Pepper. I'm fueled up for these last 6. Okay, so I'll tell you what. Before we do the final 6, let me pull this up. I should know it by heart now. How do I not know this by heart as much as I say it? I don't know. I don't know why I don't know it by heart. I probably do, but I probably just overthink it. Anyways, let me just say this before we do these last 6. If you enjoy this, you like the back bedroom, you like what's going on here, and you want to support it at no cost, just share the show on your social media accounts. It's completely free for you and helps the show out a whole bunch. I know this is just like white noise or blank, whatever. Like, you hear it all the time, and I'm sorry. I know it probably gets annoying to hear constantly. You probably hear it in every podcast you listen to, right? But like, that's how we get views. That's how we get eyeballs, is for people to share it. And it's the friends and family that have to share it, right? It's getting the strangers to come in. Yeah, that's one part. But the people who, are closest to you, they're the ones that it should be the easiest to get them to share and do the stuff with it, right? Because they're the ones that are there for you and supporting you. So share with your friends and family. Tell them about the show. Tell them what's going on. I don't do Patreon. I don't do anything like that. So this is the only way, you can really support the show, right? Because I don't ask for money or anything like that. Just share it out on your Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Tell people to check out the podcast, and tell them to give it a review. 5 stars, the 5-star ratings and the reviews go so far in popping us up in different lists, especially on iTunes. That's how, they determine what gets put in front of people and what doesn't. And I'm telling you, I'm feeling good about what we got going right now. I feel good in the trajectory we're showing. I'm posting more stuff to Reddit, trying to get people to see the show. I'm feeling real good. I've got a lot of the good things going on in life right now. I've got some good episodes planned, kind of swirling around. We're closing in on a year, which is crazy. I know I'm going off on a little tangent here, but we're closing in on a year, which once we hit that year, I definitely want to do some fun stuff. Maybe that's when we finally get the t-shirt idea out. I'd love to do something like that, you know, and have like customized t-shirts. I'd love for everyone to have like, that's a part of the back bedroom, right? To have their own t-shirt. But again, I've got big ideas and big dreams for this stuff, but it's because I believe in it. I believe in the back bedroom, and I believe that there's people that listen to it that believe in it, right? Because you wouldn't come back every week. Our numbers show one thing, right? Compared to something else. Like, statistically, people are listening to us, and I dig that. I love it. So let's just keep growing. So share it with your friends and family. Review, rate us. Means the world. All right, so let's get back into this list. Let's get back in. So we've got 2 from Mash, 2 from Andy, 1 from me, 1 from my brother. So let's see here. Let's go. Let's see. Is this Andy's? Yeah. Okay. So let's go Andy's. And Andy did write a little thing out beside it. So let's go. Andy sent in 2. Andy sent in his desert island list. And then he sent in his top 10. All right. So what he said beside desert island is games I seem to never get tired of and or endless things to do in them. All right. Number 10. For Andy's desert island is... I'm losing it. All right, Halo 2 for the Xbox. Best balance of refinement meets nostalgia. The online experience was simple by today's standards, but I'll never get sick of it. Number 9, Picross 3DS. I like these puzzles, and there's a lot of them here if you include E2, E3, E4, etc. I've definitely heard that name before. I've never played it, though. Number 8, The Sims 4 PC. The current best way to play The Sims. I'm not sure I'll ever get tired of making new characters and stories. I don't play too much these days because it's such a time sink for me, but if I'm on a desert island, time is no longer an issue. Let's sim it up. Number 7, Assassin's Creed Black Flag for the PC. He doesn't know a description here. Oh, I wonder if it accidentally got skipped over. Oh, that sucks. If I'd have seen that, I'd have texted him or messaged him. Oh, dang. So, number 7, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Number 6, SnowRunner for the PC. There's something satisfying about using tracks to haul payloads off-road. This game is basically that, and it is long. The first area, Michigan, which is spread across 4 maps, 4 areas total, is all I've ever played, and I've probably played for 40 hours. There is a staggering amount of content here. So yeah, if you're on a desert island, SnowRunner may be the way to go. Number 5, Deep Rock Galactic, PC, Xbox One. With every level being randomized, albeit with similar repeating objectives, this game never seems to get old. I also always preferred multiplayer and cooperative shooters rather than competitive. I don't know why I stumbled there with cooperative. What'd I say? Cooperative? What the hell? Cooperative. There's too many lists. I've got a lot to read here. Just hang with me. This is part of the back bedroom. You love it. Stardew Valley, PC and the Switch. This game never truly ends. Sure, new events pretty much stop after year 2, but with all the caves to explore, recipes to make, relationships/friendships to garner, etc., I don't see an end to the fun. I've dipped my toes into Stardew Valley. It never really caught me for some reason. I absolutely love the little bit I've played of it, but for whatever reason, I've never played it too long. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, number 3 on the Switch. As a game with so much love packed into it, that if I picked up a random spot on the map, chances that something interesting could be seen there. With its non-linear design, there is also so many ways to play this game, not to mention New Game Plus Hero Mode. So yeah, that's, again, Desert Island, good choice. GTA 5 for the PC is number 2. This GTA has the most to do, and I don't think I'll ever see everything this game has to offer, but I'll have a blast trying. And the number 1 Desert Island game for Andy from Retro Game Time Machine is Rocket League. This game is so damn simple, but it scratches the itch in my brain related to team sports. I also like the driving in games, so this is like a 2-for-1 deal. I could play endless seasons against the bots alone, but playing online is also endless entertainment. So that is his top 10 Desert Island games Oh, wow. I'm just now looking at his top 10 as I'm getting ready to read them. This is so much fun. This is so much fun. I love some of the games that we've gotten so far. Just a quick, I'm just going to run back up. It's Anthony, Pokemon Yellow, Fable 2, The Mass Effects, Oblivion, Trevar, NCAA Football, Downhill Domination, Guitar Hero, Tony Hawk, Spider-Man, Jedi Fallen Order, then with Gerald, Batman, Fallen Order, MLB, Knights of the Old Republic, and Battlefront. Okay, back to Desert. Okay, so we did Andy's Desert Island. Now let's do his top 10. Here we go. Let's get it. Top 10, and this is what he says here. Titles I played the most and had the biggest impact. Number 10, The Sims, PC. This game introduced me to solo, piano, and jazz. And also, my favorite memories of playing simulation games came from this game, so it's on the list. Number 9, GTA San Andreas, PlayStation 2. This was a game that blew my mind. Just the sheer scope and possibilities of this game at the time left me in awe. This had to be one of the first games I got for my PS2 Slim, and that disc was probably in the console for 90% of the time. Number 8, Dead Space. I don't play a lot of horror games, but I consider this one perhaps everyone should play. I also think space is one of the scariest settings you can tell a story in. Yeah, I agree with that, because who the hell knows? And Dead Space, I started Dead Space, I got about 30 minutes into it, and I couldn't do it anymore. I cannot handle scary games anymore. I don't know what it is about me. Starcraft, number 7. So many hours were poured into this, especially playing online and custom maps. I used to play this endlessly, listening to Linkin Park's Reanimation album. I think the Points of Authority reminded me and was possibly inspired by StarCraft. Love seeing StarCraft here. I've played StarCraft a little bit. I love RTSs, so I can link up with that. Portal for the PC, number 6. I've never been so hyped for a game. I downloaded the trailer on my PS3 and probably watched it 100 times. GLaDOS was a huge inspiration in my love for androids, robots, and AI, particularly in storytelling. Portal 2 is a more balanced experience, but there's something about this one that's just so nostalgic for me. Maybe it's the sterile environments that seem to draw you into the mystery. I played on the 360 because it was available there before the PS3, but PC is the best version. Number 5, Red Dead Redemption Xbox 360. My favorite 360 game, and John Marston as a character, if you follow the honorable path, is the perfect protagonist in my opinion. He's seen all walks of life and tries to draw the line in the sand for the greater good. I could also listen to him talk all day. His voice is incredible. Red Dead Redemption, fantastic. I've talked about it a bunch before. The ending, this won't be the only time Red Dead Redemption pops up. The ending for that game is one of the best and saddest. Well, I say ending. Okay, well, it's not spoiler, right? Because it's been out forever and a day. So the ending for John Marston, but like, I guess technically it don't end because you pick back up with his son. But whatever. Such a great game. I've talked about it a 1,000 times before. We tried so hard to take out all those FBI agents. So damn hard. All right, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, N64. I think I summed it up well in the podcast, but this game did what Super Mario 64 did for Mario, but for Zelda. Truly incredible and way ahead of its time. Number 3, Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, Game Boy Color. This is my favorite Pokemon game generation. It feels like a refined version and continuation of Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, and it feels like the Pokemon Company doubled down in every respect of the game. The games didn't need to be this good to be successful, but they went and did it anyway, which is badass in my book. Gold, Silver, and Crystal, yeah, it's right up there for me. Again, there's going to be more conversation on this later. Number 2, Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii. This is the only game I ever beat 100% and immediately started a New Game Plus with Luigi. And did it again, which is actually the only true way to collect all 242, 121 stars for Mario and 121 for Luigi. Thus actually completing the game 100%, but you know what I mean. So, Super Mario Galaxy, wow, I don't think I ever played Super Mario Galaxy, which I didn't really have a Wii. I remember buying one, I think I bought one from Matthew, right? And then I don't think I really ever played it. Half-Life 2 is his number 1. Excuse me, his number 1, Half-Life 2. Let me give a little respect to this man's number 1. His number 1 is Half-Life 2, including episodes 1 and 2 on the PC. I find new things every time I play these games. For such a linear adventure, it feels grand and vast. Boom. That is Andy's top 10 from the Retro Game Time Machine. I think a lot of similarities, right, in kind of the stuff he has and possibly some other stuff. That's interesting because Dead Space, Starcraft, Red Dead Redemption, like I said, from like 5 down. Red Dead Redemption, right, Ocarina of Time, Pokemon, Gold, Silver, Crystal, Super Mario, and Half-Life. Wow. Okay, so here's what we got. We got Mash's 2, mine, and my brother's. Let's knock Mash's out. Let's do his. He's got top 10 Desert Island games, assuming he doesn't have internet. Number 10, Tetris. Number 9, Animal Crossing New Horizons. Number 8, Persona 4 The Golden. Number 7, State of Decay 2. Number 6, Grand Theft Auto 5. Holy crap. Number 5, Dodonpachi Resurrection. Did I say that right? Dodonpachi? Pachi? Pocky? I hope I'm saying it correctly because that's his number 5. Number 4 is NBA Jam. Number 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Turtles in Time. What a great game. And just beating Shredder's Revenge. Wow. Okay, I just literally beat it like an hour ago. Because again, I'm doing an episode tonight with them talking about Shredder's Revenge. Turtles in Time, great game. I'm a huge Ninja Turtle fan. People know that. It's Turtles in Time, one of my favorites. Rock Band, number 2 is Rock Band 4, and number 1, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And those are his Desert Island games, assuming he doesn't have internet. And with that said, here comes Mash's top 10 favorite games. Number 10, Persona 4 The Golden. Number 9, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. Wow, so that's twice Tony Hawk has been on somebody's top 10. So interesting. Number 8, Rock Band 2. Number 7, NBA Jam. Number 6, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Turtles in Time. Number 5, GTA 5. Grand Theft Auto 5. Still just, man, it's hanging around. Number 4, Half-Life Alyx. Number 3, Overwatch. Wow. Number 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. And number 1, Half-Life 2. So we go back-to-back people with Half-Life 2 as their number 1. Very, very interesting. See, that's that PC flavor, right? Like, if you didn't have the PC, you're probably not going to have those games high up on you. But that's cool, though. That's what I like. That's why I'm glad we got the mix that we got. Okay, so with my brothers, with Matthews, he did not do them in order. Not in order, but he gave me his top 10. And then he gave me, let's see, then he gave me honorable mentions. So, we'll do his top 10 first, and then we'll do his honorable mentions. And then I'll do my honorable mentions, and then my top 10, because I'll be talking about some of mine, and we'll close this thing out. And he's got descriptions for his and different stuff. But so far, we've got Tony Hawk topping 2 different top 10s. We've got sports games topping the top 10s. Interesting stuff so far. Half-Life 2 has been 2 people's numbers 1s. So that's interesting, right? Like I was talking about doing graphs and stuff to see what games would do what. I mean, clearly Half-Life 2 would take the cake since they have back-to-back number 1 positions. Alright, so let's get into Matthew, my brother's top 10 list in no order. Man, I'm going to want to say like number 1 or whatever. But okay, so these are in no order, but here we go. Halo 3. Tough to pick one out of the franchise, but between the multiplayer being the best, the co-op campaign with Arbiter, the commercials, and the general hype, I put it above 2 and 1. That midnight release 2, though, best one. The goose was loose that night. Yeah, I mean, I remember the Halo 3 midnight launch. We went and got it. I think he got that legendary edition that came with the Master Chief helmet. We got in pretty early. I remember getting it. At the time, I had a Honda Accord. It was an 89 stick shift system in it. We had the windows down. I remember just driving around the parking lot once he got it, and we coming back home and playing it. So yeah, I remember that midnight launch. The commercials were unreal, right? Like the old people, like in that museum, like they were war veterans talking about, they were beaten and out until they saw the chief. Man, those commercials are so good. It's got like the big battlefield with the figures on it. Halo 3, yeah, hard not to pick one. Metal Gear Solid 2. One of the first games I remember being crazy excited about before it came out. Reading PSN magazine and seeing them talk about how you could shoot the bucket and watch ice melt. Replayability, fun story, graphics, secrets, and unlockables. That wild part where Campbell was losing his shit. Ton of fun. I wrote the date it was coming out on Dad's truck, and that date was on there forever. So I didn't know that. That's hilarious. I wonder if it's still on there somewhere. Did you scratch it into the paint or something? Like what? Where did you write the date at? Total Warhammer franchise 1, 2, and 3. Not cheating, as they are not so much of sequels as they are expansions in a way. PC only, with the basics being the same as the other Total War games. You pick a faction and a lord and build armies and cities while you war your way to victory. Where it differs is a setting in the Warhammer universe, which is fantasy turned up to 11, and it supports co-op. So you and a friend can be fighting as dwarves and humans against lizardmen and vampires. Crazy stuff with insane replayability. Super Smash Bros. Melee. I think it was the best on GameCube. Expanded roster and game modes with better graphics and items. I think Pokeballs made their entrance here, but maybe not. Can't remember. I remember I got the strategy guide before the game and would just read it and the moves of all the characters, trying to imagine what it was going to look like. Crazy high stock mode with teams, unlocking all characters and how tense the fights against them to unlock them were. Resident Evil ... 5. Resident Evil 5. Love this pick. 2 was the first game I remember beating. Super good and great remaster. Number 3. Gave me a ton of memories and legit nightmares of Nemesis chasing me. I almost said 4 because it's awesome and played it a shit ton on 12 different systems or something by now. Shout out to the surprisingly scary Wii version where you had to actually aim. 5, though, introduced co-op and it was a ton of fun. Awesome co-op moments, especially when things were tense around auto-kill stuff like crocodiles or those weird stabby bugs. Campy fun story with a ton of great memorable dialogue or scenes. 7 minutes, Chris Redfield, and it's boulder punching time. Yeah, I mean, Resident Evil 5, I remember getting that midnight launch. I took 2 days off of work for it. I worked that day. We went and got it that night at midnight. I took the next 2 days off of work. We played it. We probably had it beat within those 2 days. It was so much fun because that was the first Resident Evil where you could do straight co-op, 2 people, 2 separate consoles. It was Chris Redfield and Sheva was her name. So much fun and goofiness. Resident Evil 5, wow, holy hell. The fact that it's on the top 10. Oblivion. Yeah, I lost 1,000 hours on this. First time playing a game like this, and when you exit the sewers and the whole game is just open. Wild. I remember you catching me falling asleep while I was power leveling my sneak skill or something. I explored every nook and cranny of this game. I love Skyrim, but it never hit the same itch as Oblivion. Yeah, I remember him playing this like crazy. I vaguely remember a notebook of stuff written in it that he had. Yeah, I remember. I definitely remember Oblivion. Like, it was just always on. I can see that game case just laying on the ground. Alright, Red Dead Redemption. He wrote Red Dead Redemption 1, but right, Red Dead Redemption, the one that Andy was talking about. Probably the best single-player experience I ever had. Engaging gameplay and combat. Guns felt so good. The story was phenomenal with that crazy-ass ending. The ride to Mexico with that beautiful song and graphics that seemed like it was in a movie. Also fun online play the few times I got a chance to play it. Yeah, I've talked about it a ton before. Red Dead Redemption, John Marston. Great character, great game. Here's where it starts getting fun, right? This is a little shout out to someone else's top 10. Battlefront 2, the 2005 edition. Ah, yeah, I had dreams about us getting in Star Wars battles with this game. They never quite nailed the remakes. Had all the heroes and villains to play, the different classes, vehicles, weapons, including the elite versions, choke points, and close games. This was a good one. Roger, roger. That was a fun game. It was a really fun game where you could do all the heroes and villains in, like, was it most easily or something? Or most easily? League of Legends. I want to be cool and not say this, but I played it, and I played it hard. Ton of champions, replayability, teamwork, clutch plays, and general craziness. Started playing after high school and kept it up all the way through a chunk of the Marines. And yeah, he was in the Marine Corps. So League of Legends is up there. Again, another shout out to someone else's top 10. Pokemon Silver. Still the best Christmas gift ever. Excuse me, let me redo all that. Still best Christmas ever is when I got this and a Game Boy Color. I remember that Christmas. Got a Game Boy Color and Pokemon Silver. He did. I did. Not that I'm keeping up or anything. 3 legit starter Pokemon and a whole new world that hadn't been explored before with brand new Pokemon. Awesome legendary Pokemon. And then the wild part, you beat it and boom, Kanto opens up out of nowhere. Complete shock and something you don't see anymore. And at the end of that road, none other than Ash Ketchum shows up. Dope stuff. So yeah, Pokemon Silver, great game. Again, I knew it once I started kind of reading everybody's list. It's so cool to see that pop up on multiple lists as well. All right, so his honorable mentions: God of War 3, really close. Well, he says God of War 3, God of War 2018, really close to making list, but I feel like it would have to knock off either Metal Gear Solid 2 or Red Dead, and I don't think it had the same impact for me. I love it. Love the story and gameplay, and it's very memorable. I have called my son boy about 1,000 times so far. This made the list. Some more, his honorable mentions, he kind of like talks about them as he goes, so I'm just going to go through this. This made the list earlier before being bumped off. I really don't know if I want to say Twisted Metal or Vigilante 8. We played a crap ton of Twisted Metal 2, and then 3 had that sweet Rob Zombie soundtrack. I think Twisted Metal Black was awesome and had the real cutscenes and everything. When I thought about it though, I feel like I had more real memories of Vigilante 8. The avalanches and the hydro dam you could break. The characters. The swarm is complete. So there's this dude named Beeswax on there. I'd always picked. And this is funny. There was one robot lady. It was like, I may be half human, but I'm all woman. I don't know why it just sticks out. But yeah, Adam, our cousin liked that one. Boogie Special, which was the disco ball, and the way he laughed when he used it. So Vigilante 8. I remember when we found Vigilante 8, we feel like we had stumbled upon some hidden gem. We loved car demolition games, Twisted Metals, Vigilante 8. There was another one we used to get too, Rogue Trip. And I guarantee you people don't know about Rogue Trip. Go Google that car demolition game. You laugh your ass off. But Vigilante 8's great. I still got it for the 64, which Matthew bought me, by the way. Death Row. Holy hell, the fact that this is on the honorable mentions. Go Google Death Row, people, if you haven't, or if you don't know. I have this right now under the TV. Super unique, sportish game on the Xbox. Had unique teams with recruitable players. Had to manage them and random events. Fun gameplay with obvious co-op and different ways to win, including just knocking all the other players out. It was so much fun. It was like soccer, but with frisbees. But it was like these super-powered frisbees that you could like do curve. Oh my god, it was sick because you could curve it and like curve around the enemy players and pass it to your partner. Wow, Death Row. All right, Halo Wars. Close to making the list. We put some hours on this one too. Obviously fun co-op and the best console RTS. Having different leaders and powers was awesome, and trying different strategies to win, like a ton of Warthogs or all Marines. Cranking the difficulty as high as we could for the extra challenge. That one map with the disappearing light bridge. Yeah, Halo Wars, fun one. I kept playing it for a long time, even online. Not to brag or anything, but I made I was like top 10 at one point in time on the online. I may have like an old picture of me on the leaderboards on my Instagram somewhere. Let's see. This also made the list before being kicked off, but I couldn't remember a specific game enough. Anyways, so N64 wrestling games. I want to say WrestleMania, but they're all running together in my head. Also an honorable mention to earlier SmackDown games that are also running together in my head. I know that was later on the PS2 though. Either way, the Hardy Brothers for obvious reasons, ladder matches, Royal Rumble, creating your own character, Rock throwing the sleeves until he had none and then he would still do the people's elbow. A lot of fun stuff SmackDown had. And Rhino, who you could just randomly gore anyone and everyone. Alright, 2 more for his honorable mentions. Love this pick as an honorable mention too. Crackdown. Super fun concept with the bonus of super fun co-op. Grand Theft Auto with upgradable characters and more general wackiness. Running around collecting agility orbs and attacking random strongholds. When you upgraded vehicles and they transformed or maxing strength and punting some dude 20 yards. Dude, Crackdown was so much fun. The original one. It's so much fun. Gears of War 3. Story and co-op. So this one's got a little bit of just different stuff in it. So he's got Gears of War 3, story and co-op. Last of Us 1, story. Mass Effect 1, story and gameplay. Dark Souls, gameplay and story. Batman Arkham City, all very close, but couldn't edge out the top 10 games for various reasons. So there you go. His honorable mentions, his top 10 that were in no order. We're getting a lot of bleed through, right? We're getting a lot of Metal Gear Solid. No, not Metal Gear Solid. Excuse me. What did Oblivion I've seen pop up. I think Anthony had it. Red Dead Redemption. Andy had it. Battlefront 2. Gerald. Pokemon Silver. Again, Andy. God of War 3. Or God of War 2018's made a few lists. Man, Death Row. Halo Wars. So cool. Crackdown. Great. Gears. Last of Us. Max Effect 1. I know Anthony had that. Dark Souls. Batman Arkham City. Well, yeah, that was my brother Matthew's top 10 and his honorable mentions. So now, the moment we've all been waiting for, my top 10, my honorable mentions. Let's see, make sure I got through everything, right? We did Matthew's, did Mash's, did Gerald's, did Andy's, did Trevor's, did Anthony's. All right, nice. All right, here we go. My top 10 and my honorable mentions. Let's go honorable mentions first. No, wait. Let's go top 10 first. So here we go. My top 10 video games. Number 10, Gran Turismo 3. I put so much time into Gran Turismo 3. I guess that was what, PS2? Yeah. I had GTA. I had Gran Turismo 3, the A-Spec edition. I would do those endurance races. I mean, it would take you like 2 hours to beat it. Like, because it was just, I mean, they were exactly what they were. They were endurance races. And I'd do those things on like Saturday night. I'd start them up and I'd run all night until like 3, 4, 5 in the morning and just run those endurance races. You'd get that souped up Camaro race car and just smoke people until you could get the Pikes Peak edition. Unreal. So many hours into Gran Turismo 3. Number 9, Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2005. That thing, I think it wins the award for being on the most list, I believe. It's the best. It's the best Battlefront ever. The amount of time we put into that as well. Like with Matthew's description, I can't even tell you. It was... And they could never re-achieve, right? They could never hit that again. All the new Battlefronts, nothing. It was just, nothing could ever get close to it. Number 8, Metal Gear Solid for the PS1. I think the thing with Metal Gear Solid, I said 1, not from like the 87, but the 98 version that we had, Pizza Hut demo disc. Then we got the game. I remember it just being so like changing, right? Because I'd never played anything up to that point, and then it led to so much craziness. Metal Gear Solid 2 that my brother had on his list. Snake Eater was really good. They ended up getting real crazy later in the series, but man, what a kind of game-changing game, right? Like, it just kind of changed so much. The thing with Psycho Mantis, where you had to change your controller ports, and then the, I can't remember the lady that was the sniper. There's just so much cool stuff in that one. So, Metal Gear Solid, number 8 for me. Number 7, and here's the thing, it's my list, so I can kind of do what I like. I got number 7, I got the Gears of War series. Gears of War 3 does stick out more to me, just kind of like what Matthew said. 3 definitely sticks out more, bigger things, right? Bigger key moments in the story. But that whole series is just so fantastic. I wanted to give all 3 of them their due. So number 6, I've got Resident Evil 3. One of the games, beat it so many times, so many hours into Resident Evil 3, hardest difficulty, fighting Nemesis every chance you got to knock him down, to get the eagle parts for your pistol so that you have a better pistol by the end game. Mercenary mode at the end with Carlos and his team. The strategy, we had multiple strategy guides. I've still got a strategy guide laying around here somewhere. Nemesis, best enemy, just such a great game, in so many hours. Number 5 for me, I put the Halo series, because again, it's hard for me to pick one. I would probably lean, again, like what Matthew said, and go with 3, just because of the co-op. I remember when I got my 360 and got Halo 3, we got to officially do separate console co-op. Up until that point, we had been doing same screen co-op, right? With the squares, half the screen, was me, half of it was him. And it, like, looking back, man, you didn't even realize you had half a screen, right? Because you would just get lost in the game. So that's how magical Halo was. I never felt like I was playing on half a screen. And then, God, not even talking about all the LAN parties we would have with it. So the Halo series, I have at number 5. Number 4, I've got God of War 2018. If you know me, you know I love that game. I've always been a fan of the God of War series, never like a big, massive fan. But then when this version came out, Norse mythology, the story, so good. Everything about it is fantastic. Cannot wait for Ragnarok. God of War 2018, number 4. Number 3 for me, and this is where it gets good. For me, like, writing them down was fun. Pokemon Yellow at number 3 for me. One of my all-time favorites. Obviously, it's number 3. I remember getting it for the first time, playing it. We used to have the thing where you always had to nickname Pikachu Killa. It was just what you had to do. Pikachu followed you around. You play it so much, you end up getting all the starters, and then you wrestle with yourself, right? Because you got Pikachu, and then you're given Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur. There's four party members right there, so it doesn't leave you much wiggle room. But one of my favorites. I can't tell you how many times I've played and beat it. Just on repeat. Pokemon Yellow. Number 2 for me is The Witcher 3. It's an absolute perfect game. I got it. Man, I don't even remember. I remember one night I came home from work. No, I worked night shift. I came home. I had the 360. I turned it on, and there was this game on sale. For some reason, they were advertising on like the home pages. Witcher 2, Assassins of Kings. I bought it. Had no clue what it was. I got hooked on it. And then when I got the PS4, Witcher 3 came out, and I was like, oh, gotta get it. So good. So glad I did. I've become such a huge fan of the series and everything about it. I've read the books now. The Witcher 3 forever, I would get to Skellige and I would stop and create a new game because I thought I was so close to beating it. I would never beat it. I would never actually push myself to go through Skellige. I finally did just recently, probably like within the past 3 years. I finally pushed myself to go past Skellige, and I officially beat it. I think I 100%ed it, actually. And then I finally went through the DLCs, which, I mean, in some aspects are better than the game. Like, the DLC, or better than other games, excuse me. Those DLCs could be their own games, is how good they are. So yeah, Witcher 3 is number 2. And my number 1 of all time is Paper Mario. It's absolutely fantastic. I remember the marketing, the advertisement for it was in the game magazines. It would have a page, would have a picture of Mario, and it would say to cut it out and to glue it to a popsicle stick. And that was your action figure for Paper Mario, because, I mean, it's quite literally paper in the game. We had the 64. We didn't just get new games like on launch and stuff, so I don't know. I guess I had to have rented it one weekend or something, and I played it, realized how great it was, and I just became obsessed with it. I ended up owning it, got strategy guides, played it a ton. We ended up getting rid of our N64, but been longer than a few years ago, Matthew, my brother, bought me a 64 with Paper Mario and some other stuff, and I've played it a few times since. It's just so good. It's so good. The second one is really good as well for the GameCube. It's one of the reasons why I'd love to come across a GameCube and get Thousand Year Door. I think it'd be really fun to replay that. But yeah, Paper Mario. Paper Mario's my number 1. I can't recommend it enough for anybody that's played. I know I've talked to Mash about it after playing like the Mario RPG and stuff like that. It's one of the best RPG wise. It's one of the best. It's just I love the attack, the battle, like the way you battle in it. Equipping the different boots, the different hammers, everything about it, I just absolutely love. So there's my top 10. And it's funny because Jedi Fallen Order is what spurred this whole conversation. And after kind of going through and doing some stuff, it didn't even make my top 10, but it is on my honorable mentions list. So my honorable mentions is Jedi Fallen Order, Twisted Metal, / Vigilante 8, / Card Destruction Game. It's something about those we put a lot of time into. Final Fantasy X, Elden Ring, Sonic 2 for the Sega Genesis, Super Mario World for the Super Nintendo, Fable 2 and 3, because I couldn't figure out which one more than the other, so I just kind of said 2 and 3. I got Halo Wars as well, and another one that I has as my honorable mention is Marvel Contest of Champions. I've had it on my phone now for probably 6-7 years, I guess. It's one I always kind of go back to. Good, fun way to waste some time on your phone and do Marvel stuff. So yeah, Marvel Contest Champions is on my honorable mentions. Before I continue with my stuff, though, just got a text from Trevar on why NCAA Football 2007. So he says it had the best campus legend mode. It just hit in all the right ways. Schoolwork, workout, speed drills, or party. Those were literally choices in the game. It was so fun to take a senior high school prospect and turn into a Heisman Trophy winning beast. Later entries did the same, although 7 sticks out to me as the best who have done it. So there you go. NCAA 7 had the road to the Heisman or whatever it was called. Well, yeah, that was my top 10. As I was doing it, man, like I feel real good about it, and because all those stick out to me, the amount of hours and time dumped into them. And again, it's so funny because Jedi Fallen Order is what kind of kicked up the whole conversation, and then it didn't even make my top 10. I guess I didn't realize like some of the other games that I had stronger feelings for. So I had so much fun doing this. This is my favorite episode. It's definitely the longest, closing in on an hour. So if you listen to the whole thing, thank you. If not, if you got to break it down into episodes, understand. Thank you to everyone who submitted. Anthony, Trevar, Mash, Andy, Gerald, Matthew. It was a lot of fun Thank you for giving your list. Thank you for giving your time and your work into creating them. I really appreciate it. And yeah, again, I had so much fun doing it. Just making my list and thinking about these games again were so much fun. But all right, well, we're at an hour. That's officially the longest Back Bedroom episode ever. So I'm going to close it out. Thank you again for your top 10. And anyone who listens to this episode, please feel free to submit your top 10, whether it's email or Twitter or on YouTube or wherever. I'd love to look at them and read them. But yeah, that will wrap up this episode. So thank you all so much for listening. There are tons of other podcasts you could be listening to, and you chose to listen to mine. And for that, I am forever thankful. So if you want to interact with me or the show, here's how you can do so. Twitter, @thebackbedroom, is the show Twitter. It doesn't do much there. Hit me on Spacey Ghost. That's Space Ghost with 3 E's, Space E Ghost on Twitter. That's my personal one. You can email me at backbedroompod@gmail.com. Email me your top 10s. I'd love to look at them. I'll read them out on the next episode. And YouTube @thebackbedroom. And of course, you can always find the show wherever you listen to podcasts: Spotify, Apple, Good Pods, etc. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and rate for the algorithm. And as always, I'll see y'all next time, right here in the Back Bedroom.